Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and I've got an intriguing report that you're going to want to hear. And that is this: bizarre events are happening in the Pacific Ocean. Now, we all know that Fukushima plays a huge role in all the abnormalities that have been washing ashore in California, in Hawaii, and on the coast of Japan. We also know that massive amounts of fish and animals and birds have been dying along the coastline, all of which the mainstream media continues to ignore. Now things are getting a little bit worse than they were before in this latest alarming report, and that is this. Feds are finding very bizarre results when they are surveying the ocean there in the Pacific. Check out this report from www.enenews.com, and it's titled "Alarm: Feds Find Bizarre Results in Survey of Pacific Ocean. Record low numbers of fish. Experts say we pulled up that net and there was not a thing inside of it." This is really different than anything they have ever seen before. Now, that report on ENE News references another report from SeattleTimes.com titled "Scientists Survey the Pacific Northwest Salmon Every Year. For the first time, nets are coming up empty." Scientists have been hauling survey nets through the ocean off the coast of Washington and Oregon for 20 years. And for the very first time in 20 years, they're coming up empty. The report goes on to say, we were really worrying if there was something wrong with our equipment, said David Huff, an ocean ecology program manager in the fish ecology division of NOAA Fishers. He said, "We have never hauled that net through the water looking for salmon and forage fish and not gotten a single salmon. 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3 times, they pulled that net up and there was not a thing in it. We looked at each other like, this is really different from anything we have ever seen." And they went on to say that this is very, very alarming. Imagine, we know that there are repercussions and consequences of things like Fukushima, but now it seems to be affecting our food supply. Not only are we having mass die-offs of fish come up on the coastline, but now we're missing fish altogether or having a low amount of fish. That's trouble, especially when you have a population and mouths to feed. One reason that I am a very, very big supporter of food preparation. Now, I have a link below, My Patriot Supply. Make sure you have food storage. I'm not saying that because it's a sales pitch. I'm just saying that there could be food shortages. Please make sure you have food on hand. My Patriot Supply /Lisa Haven down there if you want information on that. But moving on, that's not the only thing that's concerning, because when I read that report, it made me think of another report from earlier this year in February of 2017. And this one was also on ENE News. Let me throw that one up on the screen. This one's titled "Mass Die-Offs Reported in Pacific Ocean. Officials say no fish are out there anywhere over a very large area. What's happening? Where's their food? Alarming, frightening. Total failure in reproduction like nothing we have ever seen before." And what's going on in this report is that the birds don't have any fish to eat. And this was just in February. And here we are in October, and we're missing salmon. And earlier this year, we were missing fish. But that report goes on to say, following last year's mass die-off of Alaskan seabirds, scientists are looking for answers. Geographically, and that it lasted a year. That is unprecedented that they're missing fish in that level and the animals are dying off in that level. It's certainly well over 100,000, and it could be many times that. I would say possibly hundreds of thousands were killed. Almost always it's been because of starvation. Seabirds are top predators, they said. They're sort of sentinels for our environment. They have definitely let us know that there's a change going on in the ocean ecosystem, Renner says. The birds had an exceptionally low birthing season. This reproductive die-off meant a total failure of mer reproduction that year. The reproduction die-off is something we've never seen in MERS before. It's very widespread. The refuge has been monitoring these colonies for 4 decades, and it's like nothing we have ever observed. So why is the mainstream media refusing to report on such events? We have earlier, just this year in February, we have major concerns of birds dying off due to starvation. That should tell us that there is a big problem from the get-go, but they don't want to panic the public. They don't want to tell you the truth of what's going on. And now here we are in October, and we have fish nets being brought up. They've been doing this for 20 years, and there are no fish in the nets. No fish in the nets. This, again, please make sure you're prepped and ready. But these are the kinds of things that the mainstream media is hiding from the public because they don't want you to know the true problems that are going on in the world. They don't want to reveal Fukushima, or they don't want to reveal, probably the chemtrails have a lot to do with what they're dropping in the waters and who knows what else. But we know depopulation is part of the agenda. I spoke of that on the Get the Tea with Ronnie yesterday in that interview. Also check that out, getthetea.com. Make sure you're healthy. But that is another thing. Their agenda all along is depopulation. But here we have mass die-offs of animals in the ocean. And remember, that's needed as part of, our survival as a human race. We need that fish. We need the food. And it's just something that should not be ignored, especially by the mainstream media. But yet they're not going to tell you the truth. That is why channels like mine are continually being blacklisted and continually being unmonetized and continually being targeted, because they don't want the truth out. And that's also why I've created a backup channel. So please subscribe to my backup channel, Lisa Haven Vlogs, just in case something happens with this one. I have a backup, and there's a way that you can keep in touch with me. And I'm posting additional videos there also. Not as many, but I'll be posting some on that channel as well. So make sure you subscribe to both of them just in case. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning into my channel here. Don't forget to check out my partner at getthetea.com. I'm Lisa Haven, and please share this far and wide. But I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.